Hey there, my friends, what's happening? Vitaliy Dubinin is here, and I'm super excited right now. I'm honored and privileged to bring this whole rock star to interview right now, Mr. John Hundley. And I can tell you, I've been one of my team members and students I've been working with in the last couple months since July 18th, and I've seen him see this whole transformation in his life. Just after 9 days, he created $5,000 day, and his fiance Polly was in shock, and he was able to create $26,000 since his very first months in the starting the new project. And since then, you know, we met in Arizona and we hang out in a whole slew of doors of opportunities is opening on. And I want to bring you, John, right now to provide inspiration, share like with people, what was the breakthrough? How did it all happen, you know? So how are you doing, John?
Hey, Vitaliy, thank you so much. I'm glad to have this interview today. And I just want to say thank you for that introduction. And it means a lot. And honestly, the breakthrough happened to me is, you know, I was in construction. I had this sight of, you know, my mind was always there. I always wanted to do something more,
right?
But I always felt like I couldn't. So my breakthrough happened where me and my buddy just thought one day, is like, man, we got to figure out a different way. How are we going to make money? What can we do? And we sought the avenue of going online. I didn't know where to go. I was a little confused. You know, I didn't know. I didn't have any tools to really point me in the right direction, but I knew that my mind wanted to. Man, I was tired. I was sick. I needed something different. I remember waking up 5:30 in the morning, having to go work 12-hour days, sweating. You know what I mean? Just using my hands. I wasn't using my head. I was using my hands. And honestly, I just didn't want to do it anymore. I was sick.
Construction work?
Yeah, I did construction work. I did heavy highway. I was a union laborer. I mean, all the benefits, everything was there. You know, the life of someone that wants to live that blue-collar lifestyle. I was doing it. You know what? I knew there was more out for me. There's more that I wanted to do with myself and more I wanted to work on. And basically, I just said, you know, enough is enough. I mean, I did it for about a month. After I was still working, I said, you know what? Let's get something started. Let's get something going. And I was actually in the process of joining a company, and I was. Friend of mine I saw right here, but I was in the process, and I said, you know what, for me to really work on my personal development, for really me to take off, I need to quit everything, and I need to take this to the next level. So I went to work one day. I was working. It was a hot day out. I was working inside. I was sweating. I was like, man, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't care. I'm not doing this anymore.
What the heck was the construction work? You know, all the people are making money.
I was done. Exactly. You know? I was like, man, how are these guys making money and I can't? I said, you know, I'm smart. I feel like I'm smart enough to be able to do that. So I said, you know what, I'm done. I told my boss, I said, you know what, I'm not coming back.
That was like a couple months ago?
Oh, that was in April 2016.
Okay, so April 2016, you quit your job there in constructions and you started your journey in online marketing. Is that right?
Yep, correct.
Okay, so bring us back for a second on July 18th. You know, when you started working with us, with the Millionaire Mentoring in Black Ops, and you had you blasted through the like a rocket, like I've never seen something like that happen.
You know what? I like to reflect back on the July 18th. I like to reflect back on the day of July 18th because that was the day where that was my breakthrough moment. You know, they always say you're gonna have a bumpy road in the areas of success, and that was one of mine where, you know, I was almost at my lowest point. I was working hard. I was putting in the work, but I wasn't seeing the results. And that was almost the time where I almost gave up, or I was going to do something a little bit differently, kind of a new opportunity. And when me and you spoke, you know, that was my breakthrough. You know, I had to take a second to myself and say, am I going to continue this, or am I going to just quit now and say, you know what, I tried. It really didn't turn out the way I thought it was, or am I going to try to just push through it and take it to the next level?
It was the breaking point for you.
It was my breaking point. It really was. And I tell people that all the time. It was like, you know, it came back to my purpose. It came back to my why. Like, is my why big enough for me to keep going, or am I going to quit like everybody else and not succeed? So I always reflect back on that day, July 18th, because that was my breaking point. That was like my day to say, if like, and I mean, look at now. I mean, look at almost 2 months later, you know, I'm building this miniature empire to build something so much bigger, and it's been a crazy road. And I always reflect back to that day.
How did you feel that day? How did you feel that day when you made $5,000 after just 9 days of getting started?
You know what? When that happened, you know, and I knew something. I was like, what am I not doing? I'm trying to do everything I can. But guess what? You know what? I woke up an hour earlier. I worked an hour later. I just pushed, built my network, talked to people, built relationships, really dug into the core of what marketing is. And I mean, I was having breakthrough days. I had my first $2,000 day, $3,000 day. And then like a couple days later than that, breakthrough $5,000 day. And next thing you know, it's 10 days into the program. I've already made $10,000. And I'm sitting here from somebody that just quit his job 6 months ago, really didn't have a lot of success, needed something, knew that he, you know, his mind was there, you know, had his purpose, had his why, and now it's all unfolding. And now I'm seeing results, and this is why I'm here.
I remember you were like calling me, and it was like in the middle of the night.
Oh,
like,
yeah. You know what I mean? The next day, you know, I got my first Black Ops, kind of like we call it plaque, but, you know, post on a wall saying 10K in 10 days, and it felt so good. And, you know, I felt like I needed to keep up with this reputation I was having. So, you know, I mean, from that point on, it was like, bam, you know, $1,000 day, $1,000 day, $2,000 day, $3,000 day. And I remember I was 20 days, 20K, you know, and finally, you know, when I got to that point where I was just like, you know, I got to switch it up a little bit, but, you know, I always kept the momentum strong, and I keep it today. And, you know, it's just a great feeling.
I mean, man, you know, I'm not taking credit for everything that I've learned. You know, we got access to tremendous mentors like Darren Little and Millionaire Mentoring, and it took me from making $10,000 consistently. Like I was kind of stuck on this $10,000 month level. I couldn't break through, and then Black Ops came in and just jumped my income to $50,000 first month. It totally blew my mind, you know. I got started like a couple days earlier than you. You started in July 18th, so I started in July 15th, so three days before you. And I'm like, if I'm going to make 15K by the end of July, I'll be happy. I will be happy. Yeah, right. I doubled that and made like 96,000 by the end of July. I'm like, holy cow, you know, it's working. And I saw that you were like, what made a big difference between you and other people who didn't have the kind of success that you have is that they are a little bit stuck in the excuse land. You know, they're not hungry enough, and they were not really coachable. And what I saw in you, like you were like paying attention to every single little detail. You know.
And that's why kind of like where I transform, you know, that's kind of where I'm transferring my business to, because, you know, a lot of people do not have some kind of that mindset. You know, I tell everybody, you know, I never want someone just to go up and quit their job. I don't want to have that on my back and my shoulders that I told someone to go do that. But, you know, I left myself with no other option. I knew wasn't going to go back work construction. I knew that there was nothing else. This was the only thing. If it was this or was nothing, you know, I mean, I kind of gave myself that ultimatum of, you know what, it's this or nothing, you know, and when I really told I really believed it. Yeah, it wasn't like I just told myself that. I mean, I truly believed that. And when I took that and I ran with that, it totally took me to the next level. I mean, when I talked to you, my goal was to make $10,000, try to make $10,000 my first month, you know, and I mean, crushing a $30,000 month from never really succeeding online and crushing a month like that and continuously keeping that momentum up. I mean, you know, that right there.
Like, what were like your best months in like May and in June?
Yeah, I didn't really have any. You know, I started with a different program, and they kind of have the we'll do it for you style, not really building your network, not really doing it yourself. And I really wasn't seeing results. I didn't know how to drive traffic. I was new to the business. You know, all these key variables that, you know, I didn't know. Personal development, I never knew that, you know, you just got to keep working on yourself, you know, and a lot of people focus on the money. Yeah. You know, a lot of people look at that dollar sign, but what in reality, if you really want to make money online and you really want to succeed in your business, is that you need to start with you. You're the most valuable thing that you have. And if you're not valuable, your business isn't going to be either. So when I realized that and I knew I had to work on that, that's when the transformation started. You know, when I stopped thinking about the money I was going to make and more about the person I wanted to become, the reason why I was here, and that push through and just to keep going, because trust me, success will come. That's the moment I started seeing success.
You got on point there, brother, because, a lot of people think, they cannot work on themselves. They cannot change their thoughts, their feelings, their personal identity, their deservingness level, to invest into themselves, into mentoring, into personal development, and become valuable, become something bigger, become the better version of yourself, and expect to generate $20,000, $30,000 days. It does, it doesn't work like that. So you've been like working a lot on your personal development, didn't you?
Oh, I mean, every single day. I work so hard. I changed the music in my car to inspirational speeches, motivational speeches. I wake up in the morning, I take a shower, I put a speaker in my bathroom now just to listen to motivational speeches. And it's about what I want to work on today. What's my purpose and meaning? What's my why? Haters. I mean, all these different things that it was going to develop me into a better person. And I know that's going to make me better into my business. And I mean, just doing that. I mean, I wish I would have had a recording of myself back when I first started compared to the person that I am now. I mean, to know how big of a transformation in such a short amount of time, when you really focus on something, it's unbelievable. It really is. And that's kind of where I'm focusing my business on, is to do that. A lot of people say, oh, I want to inspire people. I want to motivate people. Okay, but what are you doing for yourself? I mean, you can only motivate and inspire so much by inspirational quotes that you post on your Facebook all day. But until you really believe it, no one's really going to see the value in it. And that's why I kind of want to direct my business into that, because I want to get people there. I want to get people pumped. I want people to know that the grass is greener on the other side. You just have to cross the bridge to get there. Everybody wants to see the grass on the other side, but nobody wants to cross the bridge to get there, even if it means having to go through obstacles to get there. And that's kind of where I want to get people. I want to get people to that point so people start thinking like me. I mean, I'm not better than anybody else. It's just maybe my purpose just means a little bit more. And that's where I want to get people. That's where I want to get people.
Absolutely. And I bet you, while you were doing construction, you were like reading some books and doing some development. You had this dream inside of you, and it's not just like you becoming valuable. It's also like putting your mind and focus on your purpose, like other people, to helping other people break through, because your breakthrough come in by you helping other people break through, right?
Oh, and that's what it is. But see, when I was in construction, and that's the crazy thing. I mean, I didn't read books. I didn't work on my personal development. I just knew deep down that there was more. There's more. I could feel it. Like you know what I mean? You just get that feeling inside of you that you're just like,
oh yeah.
Like there's more for me than this. Like there's more for me than just picking up this shovel and putting this piece of dirt in that area. Like there's more to my life. Like there really is. I mean, there's more to my life than doing that. And I need to find it. I need to go search for it. And I mean, I feel like I'm still searching for it, but at least I'm on the path that's getting me to that point. And now today I read books. I listen to audiobooks as I drive. I'm doing trainings all the time. And I mean, that is just to keep bettering myself, because the better person I become, the better my business becomes.
That's absolutely right. Your income will never grow past how you grow and who you become. I wanted to show for a second and log into your screen and share with people that we're just not throwing numbers out of a thin air. It's something that you actually made. So log in real quick and show people what is possible, because not to brag or anything, but to inspire what can really be done, because some people, they are in construction right now, or some people, they are, in transition. They're maybe stay-at-home mom or dad. They want to travel the world. They want to live the life on their terms. They are sick and tired of their situation. They would like to have the kind of success you have.
The biggest thing I say, especially when people, the 9 to 5 is always thrown around. Everyone hears that, and you know what? Some people actually get upset when people say that. Some people say, I like my 9 to 5, but you know what? The kind of way I look at a 9 to 5 job is kind of setting limits for yourself. And that's where I look at it now. When I explain it to people, I say, well, what kind of limitation do you want for yourself? if I come out of college and someone says, okay, John, here's your job to make $60,000 a year. Well, guess what? Where do I progress? Where do I move? Like, I understand that there's promotion. I understand that there's places to grow. But in reality, from January to the end of December, you're telling me that my limitation is at $60,000 and that's all. And I can have a $60,000 lifestyle, which isn't much in this world. So when I tell people about a 9 to 5, it's all about your limitation. Do you want to be limited in life, or do you want to be able to have the ability to do and have no limits and live this life that is limitless? Do you want a limitless lifestyle? And that's what it comes down to. Do you want limits, or do you want a limitless lifestyle?
Exactly.
And if you can answer that to me, well, then that answers your 9 to 5 question. So
it's crazy how people like go and get a student loans and then go after 5 years.
I tell people, I say, wait a second, you spend $60,000 a year on school. Do you understand if I had $240,000 that I could probably make $1 million out of that right now? And it's crazy. I wish I had that opportunity to kind of have that cash flow because, to me, it sounds like, wow, I took I took an X amount of dollars, which wasn't even close to that, and I made $30,000, and if I was able to...
Exactly. You took 1,000, turned it into 30,000. You're like earning while you're learning. I mean, that's a much better plan.
Oh, man, it's unbelievable. And like I said, I don't doubt education. My girlfriend always asks me, like, oh, you don't like college, but all you do all day is work on your personal development. I said, but it's a difference. I'm teaching myself and I'm feeding myself things that I'm going to use on a daily basis, and I'm going to have it keep developing me. When other words, you have to take classes that really don't pertain to what you're doing. I mean, I talk to so many kids that say, oh, man, I got to take this class, and it means nothing to what I'm doing in life.
Yeah.
Well, why are you taking it? Because they say that you have to take it, and it's just like it goes back to having the limitations. And to me, I don't want them. You can have them because I don't want them. That's just me.
Okay, can you share a screen for a sec?
Share my screen right now.
That's totally awesome. So
right here, this is my monthly revenue.
Right.
This is 2,000 that people have to confirm in their back office that haven't yet. That's from this week, and then this is $27,200 since July 18th.
That is awesome.
$29,200 since July 18th.
Yeah, I can see the dot in July that you made over 10,000 in the first 10 days, and then 17,000 the next months. Yeah, that is awesome, man. The same stuff happened to me when I have also $2,000 potential income coming there, but yeah. I made 67,000.
Yours is a little higher than mine. Yours is about $40,000.
Yeah, 26,000 in July, end of July, like 2 weeks, and $34,000 here. And so yeah, I mean, this stuff can happen when you learn the right strategies that work. So I want to ask you right now, John, like, what do you believe are the keys to success in this industry that are very, very important for people to realize?
I think the number one key to success is your mind. Your mind is the most valuable thing in this business, because your mind is going to be the reason if you want success or if you don't want success. Your mind is the most valuable thing, because that's what's going to keep pushing you. Your purpose, your why, your meaning, those are the things that are going to keep you strong in this business. You don't have to be tech savvy. You don't have to go to a prestigious college. You don't need to have high education. But what you need to do is you need to have a drive of wanting success. You need to have a purpose and a reason why you want it. And you need those to carry you. You need those to be, you need those to, it comes to the point where it's like, you don't want an alarm clock in the morning. You don't need an alarm clock in the morning, because your why is the reason why you're waking up. You don't need motivational quotes to keep you going, because your why means already enough to you. Yeah. Those are the things that are going to keep you strong. You can be the person that says they want to do it, but are you going to be the person that wants to do it, or are you going to be the person that's going to do it? Those are the two things that are going to keep someone from being successful and the people that are
Yeah,
successful.
there is a difference between being interested in something and being committed.
Mhm.
And I know that when it comes to vision, like you gotta be clear. You gotta be clear exactly what you want.
Cut and dry.
100% know. Okay, this is what I want. This is my vision. This is my why. And then expect it to happen. Being told belief that is going to happen for you, because you were like on a mission. Like you knew. You had total certainty. You had total certainty that it's going to work. You were not doubting yourself for a second. And then you need to like every single day you need to plug into that vision. Remind yourself of your why. What is it you want? Like motivation is like a shower. You need to do it daily. And then it's all about the massive action. It's surrounding yourself with the right mentors, with the right people, having the right environment inside of you, around you, and taking this massive action on the information that you get from the mentors to make it happen, right?
Massive action is the number one thing. If you take all this information and you say, I'm going to do this, and this, but you don't take action, nothing is going to happen. I mean, like who gives a person tools but doesn't build a house? You know what I mean? If we give you the tools to build the house, the plans, everything, and you keep coming back and saying, okay, well, what does this do? Well, what does this do? Well, just go do it. We gave you the tools. We gave you the floor plans. We'll even help you build the foundation, but you need to go do it. And that's honestly, and as simple as that sounds, of just going to do it, that has to probably be one of the hardest milestones for people in their business, is actually just going and doing it.
So what's your vision, man? What's your vision? How do you see your life unfolding in the next months and years?
What I see myself in the next months is that I really want to build a big infrastructure in my business. I want to take a lot of people. I want to impact lives. I want to impact a lot of lives. And that's kind of where my goal is right now. And I tell people this, in the beginning, your whys are always going to change. Your purpose stays the same, but your whys are always going to change. Because when I first started, my why was to kind of get to the point where I'm at now. But now I need to refocus, and I need to see where I'm going to want to be in the future. And right now, my biggest thing is wanting to inspire people to get onto the same path that I was on and I'm on today. When I see myself, I really want to impact lives. I want to go speak. I want to be the guy that's doing conventions in Vegas and getting invited to speak at conventions all over the world. I mean, that's where I want to end up, and that's where I want to be. I want to be a life coach. I want to be a motivational speaker. So that's kind of where I see myself in the future.
Well, what I've seen people, that are succeeding is that they are not coming from the selfish reasons. They are there. Okay, I want to be on stage and inspire people. I want to make a difference on other people's lives. I want to, take people from the place of transition where they are and really take them to their dreams, to what they really want to do. And this is what drives you. This is what motivates you. So that's coming from the right reasons.
Yeah, and it comes from the heart, man. And I started doing these live videos on my Facebook, and I've been getting a lot of good feedback. And it's kind of like my step in the right direction to do those, because you know what? I do get people inspired on those. Just on the little audience that I have. I think my biggest one, had 40 people consistently watching it the whole time. And to me, as somebody that is on this journey and wants to do this, it's awesome to see that. It's like, it amazes me. And I got people that, I've known for years, people that I've known for months, people I've known for days saying, John, I love listening to you. I love hearing your live videos, because when I get off, man, I got this energy. I'm so pumped up, and I'm so glad that I can put that energy on the atmosphere and people can feed off that. And it really makes me happy. It really does, because, my purpose, man, it just goes back to my purpose, and I'm really doing it. And there's not a better feeling in the world.
Absolutely. When you start receiving those messages of people like, thank you for what you're doing. Like, you really inspired me today, or thank you for the mentoring that you've got. I really have a breakthrough from that, from what you've been doing. So this is this is the kind of like what Jim Rohn has been, saying, like doing it for the testimonials that you are going to get, right? Doing it for the testimonials, for the case studies, for the people that you are impacting. So it's a beautiful thing. And I like how you like mentioned that, you don't need to be a tech savvy. You don't need to be like study for years online marketing in order to succeed. It's first the mindset. First, you need to fix this right there, and then learning some strategies that are not super complicated. They are not super complicated. You can grow, and yeah, there are like places to go to 100,000 and 300,000 a month. It requires a little bit more sophisticated strategies, but to really go to like 10,000, 20,000 a month, you don't need to be a super guru,
But it just goes back to all the progression, you know what I mean? You can get to those $100,000, $300,000 months, and people will think about that. And like, when I talk about $100,000 a month, I say it at ease. I don't think about like, oh my God, that's crazy. When I look at, I want to go buy the BMW i8 next year, and people look at that car and be like, oh my God, it's $100,000. And I go, yeah, it's $100,000. What do you mean? Yeah, I understand that. Absolutely. Oh, I want to go buy a house. I'm trying to get to Arizona because, there's a lot of people out there. And, when we're looking at places and they cost $8,000, $9,000 a month to live in, and my girlfriend's looking at me like, babe, we're really going to spend that? And I say, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we? You know what I mean? Because that's the mentality you need to have. If you have this mentality where you're looking at everything as like this high value price tag, you got to know your worth. And I know my worth. So when I talk about value at a point, that value means nothing to me because I know my worth. I know I'm going to be worth millions one day, hopefully, and I know that. I'm going to do it. Not hopefully, scratch that. I'm going to do it. And
I know that you're going to become multi-millionaire.
And I am, and that's why I see my worth. And a BMW i8 is definitely in my future. I could buy that car next month if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I got other priorities. But that's where my goals are. That's where I see myself. And once you start seeing that, and a lot of people when I talk, they say, what's your goal? What do you want to do every month? I want to make $5,000. You want to make $5,000? I did that 2 days ago. You can crush that. You know what I mean? Don't sell yourself short. Know your value, know your worth. And once people really see that, it changes their mindset. I mean, $30,000 in 1 month, I thought it was easier than actually working a 70-hour work week in construction. I'm going to tell you that.
That's where like work smart and not hard necessarily,
Exactly. And
you can actually have fun, and while you're having fun, make money. How about that?
Oh yeah, unbelievable. I mean, I've woken up sometimes, and when people that I've talked to and I've sent my links to and have signed up and I wake up with $2,000 in my account just like that. I'm like, whew, okay. You can't ever let it get to you though. You can't let it get to you, and that's one thing. Don't let that get to you. Always know that there's always progression. There's always more. There's always more. And don't be afraid.
What you're able to do here, you did it without spending money on actual paid advertising, right? You didn't spend money on paid ads.
Zero pay ads. It was just building my network. It was building relationships. Guys, I tell everyone this: your income depends on your network. The size of your income is going to depend on the size.
As you understand, it's $26,000 first month in profits. It's profits. It's not. Some people they go and they say, "Oh, I make $50,000 a month," but they go and spend $40,000 of it on traffic and paid advertising. So what they really got is $10,000 in their pocket, right? So that's beautiful. It's the same happened to me. No paid advertising. And what is for final thoughts here, because I did plan it to be a short interview, but
yeah, no, that's fine. I got 2% on my laptop.
I know. I've seen this. Like your battery is about to die. You don't have a charger, right?
Yeah, no, not on outside. It's okay. We're at 2%. We can do the final thoughts. We're good.
Okay. So 2%. Give for the next minute, like inspire people that to never give up on their dreams, that they can do it. That's totally possible.
Guys, okay. Whatever your dream is, whatever your passion is, guys, do not sell yourself short on it. Everyone has a purpose, but you just need to figure out what your why is. Why do you want to do it? if there's something that you've been holding you back and you just feel like you cannot really progress and you can't really get there, do not believe in that. You know, everyone can succeed if they want to. It all has to do with your mind. Like I started in the beginning, I was at that point. I was at that breaking point. I didn't know if I was going to do this or not. I didn't know if it was going to work. You know, any goals, any aspirations that you have in your life, do not be afraid to do them. You know, when I die, I want to die knowing that I did what I wanted to do. I have no regrets. I had no regrets in what I wanted to do, and I took it to the fullest, and I lived my life to the fullest, and that's what you guys need to do. Anything that you guys have, any dreams, any goals, accomplish those goals, guys, and don't give up. Keep trying until you accomplish those goals.
That's
Just keep.
That's beautiful, man. If you want to learn the specific strategies, the 7-figure formulas on exactly how to go from $0 to $26,000 and like John did, and hopefully duplicate his results, then message John or message me and reach out and say, you know, hey, please help me. You know, how can you do that? And you're so right on, John. You know, that living this life with no regrets, like being in deathbed. You know, you've done it all, live life to the fullest. I mean, that's what it's all about. So I want to thank you, John, before your battery dies here.
Yeah, and that 1%. But see, guess what? You know, we know it's gonna work. We know it's gonna last. You know, because we believe in it. It's gonna last because we believe it's gonna last. But it will. That 1% will ride all day. But no, I just want to say thank you so much. I'm grateful for this interview. I'm grateful for you took the time out to interview me and do this, and I was able to share with people and inspire people, and hopefully they are inspired by this. So I just want to say thank you. Absolutely.
You totally inspired me, and if you inspired me, inspired thousands of other people who'll be watching this interview. So thank you, John. He just his battery has really died. So it was an amazing interview. Feel free to listen to it again and get inspired, and feel free to reach out to either me or John and to learn how you can make it reality. So, with Vitaliy, Dubinin, and John Hundley here, and see you in the next video.